Alright everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. We have a new series starting on the channel. Yes, it's about Pokemon Infinite Fusion. Now, if you guys don't know what Pokemon Infinite Fusion is, it's essentially a fan game. Like, you know, back in the day when there was a Pokemon Fusion generator, you could fuse two Pokemon together and you'll get somewhat like interesting looking sprite work for them. Now, there's a fan game called Pokemon Infinite Fusion, which has had a lot of talented people and artists along the internet create custom sprites for some of these fusions. Now, it's been really fun recently because I've been seeing a lot of YouTube shorts and stuff. I'm not gonna make shorts, it really depends on how I'm feeling, to be fair. But either way, like, I've been seeing a lot of YouTube shorts showing like some of the coolest looking fusions from this fan game. So essentially now we're going to be going on the Fusion Calculator website, which is a pretty nice, nifty website that we have here that allows us to actually fuse Pokemon together without actually playing the game, because I haven't played the game yet. I'm just a really big fan of seeing all of the fusions that I can come up with. There's over 170,000 different fusions. But either way, as you can tell by the name of this video, we're going to be going over Chandelure's different fusions from Infinite Fusion and see how good they are in competitive Pokemon singles. Not doubles, because I don't play doubles, but in competitive singles Pokemon. So yeah, if you guys enjoy this content or enjoy this video, let me know down below. I'm going to start making some more videos regarding Pokemon Infinite Fusion and, you know, discussing specific Pokemon's different fusions, because it really is cool. I've gotten some people on it as well, and they're just spamming fusions in this chat that I'm in on this Discord server. It's pretty good fun, honestly. So if you guys haven't checked out Infinite Fusion, you can pretty much find it on the internet by typing it Infinite Fusion, Pokemon Infinite Fusion. But I'll link this link to the calculator in the description down below. But yeah, let's get on to this. Now, Chandelure is a pretty good Pokemon. The reason why I chose it is because all of the fusions that I've been seeing from Chandelure have been just pretty cool, just because of, I don't know why that isn't working. To be fair, I'll just type it in. Yeah, but the reason why I want to do Chandelure is because it's a really cool Pokemon and the color palette just really works well with fusing Pokemon together. But yeah, before we actually get into the first fusion, let's go over some assumptions that were going into this in order for my opinion to be valid on, you know, how good they'll be in competitive Pokemon. Now, the first thing I want to mention is that so obviously their stats are calculated by a certain formula between the fusion of the two Pokemon. That's about the mathematics side of thing, which you know, I won't get into, but more of their abilities. Now, their abilities, so they have the body's first ability and the head's second ability. Now, head is obviously the Pokemon, like the two fusions together, but either way, they have two abilities, one from each Pokemon. In terms of their hidden abilities, according to the wiki, it says that they're unobtainable in the actual game. So unless it's like really relevant that Pokemon's hidden ability is going to come into clutch into their viability, I would include them. But yeah, we'll just be seeing the stats typing, and they can also keep any move that they naturally learn from both Pokemon. So let's say, as I'm going to combine Charizard and Chandelure together, this fusion will have the combination of both Chandelure's move pool and also Charizard's move pool, which you have pretty good move pools. But either way, we have Chandelure, Charizard. What's this fusion going to be called? Chandizard or something. I'll assume that would be the name of it. And then the other one would be called Charizard, maybe. But yeah, the game would have automatically made the names, but I'm kind of just gonna have to guess off the top of my head what they'll be called. But either way, let's go over the first one, because this is the custom sprite. For anyone that wants to know what's custom made, they have like this green text next to them, so you can tell that it's custom made. But yeah, Ghost Fire typing. Let's look at the stats. 66 HP, 74 attack. So these are just pretty average or below average, but we're getting into some big hitters here. 133 special attack is pretty like solid, I'm not gonna lie. Let's not deny that's pretty high. 88 special defense and then 93 speed. Now, seeing how this is Charizard's body, I'm assuming that, you know, it lost 7 speed because Charizard normally has 100 base speed. But yeah, overall, the stats aren't anything too crazy. Like, we have things like Gold Dengo, which have like 130 plus special attack with 10 less speed, and like The defenses are like arguably worse than Goldengo's, they are, and the defensive typing is worse, but you know, the stats aren't too crazy. The special attack is good, but everything else is just, you know, it is tame, you know, it's tame. Because again, Chandelure and Charizard don't have the craziest stat distribution, so you know, it balances out decently. But yeah, let's look at the abilities that we have access to. These are like the main abilities, so Blaze and Flame Body. Now, not the most useless abilities in the whole world. Flame Body is actually pretty nice, and Blaze is kind of useful because all the fire starters get Blaze. But in terms of hidden abilities, Flash Fire, Solar Power, and Shadow Tag. Obviously, in this game, they've allowed Chandelure to have Shadow Tag as his hidden ability, which is, you know, kind of funny. But, you know, if anyone plays competitive Pokemon, you know that Shadow Tag is banned in OU. So we're not going to be using Shadow Tag on these mons because they'll just be broken. But you do have Flash Fire and Solar Power as hidden abilities. So, yeah, where would this mon place in if I decided to slap this fusion into the OU metagame? Now, would it be game changing? Not necessarily. I mean, another ghost type that actually has a decent speed tier would actually be kind of nice, especially if you like add terrestrialization into it, because Ghost Fire is actually pretty good. And in terms of the moves, it won't be anything too crazy. You have Shadow Ball, you have Fire Blast. Charizard does have setup options in Dragon Dance, but 74 attack is, you know, nothing impressive in the slightest at all. So Dragon Dance probably won't be the main set on something like this. You'll probably go like Calm Mind or something like that. Like Calm Mind would be cool because you actually have a decent speed to set up, and then you'll like Terra into a type that, you know, makes you like not weak to water, for example, because obviously your weakness is here: Water, Ground, Rock, Ghost, Dark. Probably Terra Water is your best bet, or even like Terra Grass, so you know you can bait in water types and just do some like crazy damage. But also, being a mon that's like faster than something like Great Tusk is also pretty useful as well, because Great Tusk is very fast and you just hit this very hard as well. Like a Choice Spec set could probably work on this as well. Overheat, Shadow Ball, very spammable stab moves. Like, you can't lie, Ghost and Fire are pretty strong stab combination. You also have Focus Blast from Charizard, so that's something Chandelure does not have access to. So being able to have Ghost Fire and Fire coverage is going to be insane. I think this one would be a solid OU contender, all things considered, I'm not going to lie. On the other side, this fusion is probably worse. Like, obviously you have access to the same moves and whatnot, but the stats are just worse. Less special attack, you know, more defense, which doesn't really matter, but everything else is just worse. You're also slower as well, so you're slower than Great Tusk. Like, that's actually kind of sad. But yeah, first one, I think this would be a solid OU mod. I'm not gonna lie, the speed tier is good. It has very high special attack. You know, you have perfect coverage basically with Focus Blast, Shadow Ball, and you know, Fire Stab. And yeah, this is a Blacephalon that's slower, but has, you know, better coverage. Like, what else could you really ask for from that, to be fair? But yeah, what's the next Chandelure fusion we're gonna look out, guys? We're gonna be going this over by like the generation, so I'll say like 2 or 3 mons from each generation. It mostly goes up to Gen 5. Gen 4 and Gen 5 don't have full dexes, but I'm pretty sure neither does Gen 3, to be fair, but Gen 1 and Gen 2 are fully in this game, so we have a bit more Gen 1 fusions to go over. But yeah, let's go over Kabutops now. And Kabutops' fusion, this looks kind of sick, I can't lie. Like, the claws with the, you know, flames, like Chandelure just goes hard just because of the color, the black and, you know, the purplish flames. It just really goes well. Now, we have Chandelbutops, or Chandelutops here, water ghost typing, and in terms of the stat distribution, 536 BST isn't a slouch by any means. 60 HP isn't anything too impressive, but 100 defense and 83 special defense kind of means you're not folding to neutral hits that much. You also have 95 attack and 118 special attack, which a Kabutops is usually, you know, a physical attacker, because I don't know what his special attack stat is, but its normal attack stat is 115. So having 20 less attack kind of hurts it, but you become a special attacker essentially with a water ghost type, and you have access to moves like well, Chandelure always has Shadow Ball and it's, you know, fire coverage, so it doesn't really have to worry about that. But Kabutops, on the other hand, doesn't get any special rock moves, but it should get surf and things like that, if I recall correctly. Like, we can just double check on the Pokemon database for this. But in terms of special water moves that Kabutops has access to, it has Scald, but Scald isn't in Gen 9, or you have Surf. So most likely you get Surf. No Hydro, it looks like, but you know, Surf is good enough. Let's just say that Surf is good enough as, you know, a stab option on the special side. But 80 speed, Well, their speed average is out because they have the same exact speed stat. But yeah, Swift Swim and Flame Body. This is insane. Like, this is Swift Swim in Rain. Pelipper plus this in Rain. Well, obviously you'll nullify your fire coverage because, you know, fire does less damage in rain. But either way, having spammable stabs like this again, especially on the Swift Swim, 80 speed is no slouch on the rain. I'm not going to deny it's faster than things like Mega Swampert, which is just almost shy of outspeeding 110 base Scarfers, you know. So 80 speed is like pretty solid in rain. It's like basically Bascu Legion without last respects, but you actually have a pretty good special attack stat to go along with it. So yeah, this is definitely going to be a rain sweeper, a very threatening, potent rain sweeper, mind you. You know, 118 special attack. Also, Calm Mind. You could potentially pull off Calm Mind in the rain. I think that would be very strong. You just get +1 in special defense, +1 in special attack. Start spamming Surf, Shadow Ball. You also don't have to worry about accuracy issues because Surf and Shadow Ball have perfect accuracy, 80 and 90 base power respectively. So yeah, this thing's niche would definitely just be in rain. Like, there's no reason to use this outside of rain. Like, 80 speed doesn't really cut it anymore, really, in competitive singles or, you know, HP. So not even HP or just like Gen 9 right now. So yeah, but either way, would this be OU just by the virtue of rain? Potentially. Like, rain isn't the strongest playstyle in OU, but right now Walking Wake is pretty darn powerful, so this would just be another rain Pokemon that rain teams would like to have, because currently in Gen 9 Paldea decks, you don't have that many Swift Swim ones. You don't have Kingdra, you don't have Kabutops, you don't have Ludicolo, so you are lacking in Swift Swim ones. So like, it's really just Golduck, you know, Floatzel, and you know, mons like Walking Wake who benefit from rain as well. So this one would really help out rain styles in Gen 9 OU, but definitely would be in UU probably if rain didn't carry it that far. And then obviously the fusion on the right is just a lot worse. Rockfire, we don't even need to go over this one. This is just awful. But onto another big hitter here. We have Mewtwo. Now Mewtwo is a legendary Pokemon, so obviously the stats are going to be slightly higher for this one. So Chandelure, or you know, how many letters is Mewtwo? That is six letters long. So it'll just be Chandelure. So let's look at the stats real quick. Now 75 HP isn't anything too impressive. Mewtwo has a lot. Has a notable HP stat of 106. 91 attack is okay. 90 in both defenses is also okay. But what really hits home here is the 148 special attack at 113 speed. Now the BST is 607, so this one is actually going to be kind of threatening. But the reason why I believe this one would it be balanced in a Terra meta? Not really, because Ghost Psychic by any means is not a good defensive typing. Your weaknesses are, you know, quad weaknesses number one. You're gonna die to Sneak and you're gonna die to Sucker Punch. But that doesn't matter when you can change typings with Terastallization in a Gen 9 meta. So why do I think this one is easily just Uber's level? Well, you have Mewtwo's moveset, you have Nasty Plot, you have Calm Mind, you have Shadow Ball, you have all of Mewtwo's coverage. You literally have Side Strike plus Shadow Ball. Like, why would this one be allowed under any circumstance? You have Nasty Plot, you know, you can just tear into a fighting type, go Focus Blast or Warrior Sphere, because Mewtwo has both of those options. Go Shadow Ball and then Side Strike. This one's broken. Like, no doubt about that. 113 speed is also pretty ridiculous. Now, it's not super blazing speed. We've had things like Fluttermane at 135, Iron Bundle at 136, but OU doesn't have those Pokemon right now, so this one would be pretty darn quick. Now, we can go on Showdown and look at the speed tiers for OU. Let's just do that now quickly, because 113 speed is frankly pretty ridiculous if we filter by OU. So we do that, and some of the fastest Pokemon in OU, Dragapult 142, Mouseguard at 123. Like, you're faster than Moth. Like, other than that, you'd be the only ones faster than your Cinderace, Roan Moon, Iron Valiant, Gren, Meowscarada, and Dragapult. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Pokemon in OU that are just faster than you. And you're faster than everything else with perfect coverage and Terastallization and Nasty Plot. Like, no, we're not allowing this one. This one's easily Ubers, I'm not gonna lie. This one on the other hand, let's discuss it, because like, as much as it doesn't look that good sprite wise, it still does have the stats to be threatening. it still has the move pool to be threatening. Now, it has higher HP, higher special attack, but is a lot slower, base 96. Now, base 96 speed isn't any slouch by any means, and you still have pressure and flash fire, and you still have the move pool. Now, would this be broken? I don't know. I'm still inclined to kind of say yes, because it does hit really, really hard, but that speed tier does let it down. But it does have a fire typing. It does have overheat. It does have side strike. It can be threatening, especially with a choice set. I'd be prompted to say this would be a meta Pokemon. This would be a top threat. But this one is Ubers. I'm not gonna lie. This is just Ubers. Okay, so we're on to Gen 2 Pokemon now. Now, we're going to have about 3 Pokemon to discuss in Generation 2, exactly. But let's go over Steelix's fusion with Chandelure. Chandelix, let's go. Now, this is looking really, really good. I like the sprite work. Steelix's, spikes are, just the ghostly flames of, hell and whatnot. But, yeah, let's go over this Pokemon, because I do think this has, it's not broken by any means, and I don't think it's going... It could potentially be OU, but at the same time, let's just go over the stats. Now, the typing is pretty solid. We've all seen what Ghost Steel is capable of on Pokemon such as Aegislash and Goldengo. But let's look at the stats. 65 HP, is a Ghost type. I'm not expecting too much. 75 attack is okay. The defense, though, 163 defense. This is ridiculous. With 115 special attack, 81 special defense, and a really low speed stat of 46. Now, is this mon going to be OU? Let's discuss it. Now, it has Sturdy and it has Flame Body as its standard abilities with, Rock Head, Sheer Force, and Flash Fire as possible hidden abilities. Now, is this mon going to be OU worthy? Now, what really lets this mon down is obviously its speed stat. I'm pretty sure Steelix, Steelix isn't in Gen 9, and I don't think it gets Rock Polish by level up. But let's just assume Steelix has Rock Polish. Still doesn't save the fact that this mon only reaches 210 speed with a Jolly or a Timid Nature with maximum EVs. It's too slow to get anything done. And even though it has really high defenses, the HP stat doesn't really make up for it when it wants to be a bulky special attacker. Now, I could see this mon being a threat in Trick Room because, again, you are Chandelure, you do have moves like Overheat, Shadow Ball. I don't think Steelix gets any really special coverage. It probably has Flash Cannon, but Ghost Fire will just bring you a long way, and Terra would help you out. But I don't think this one is anything too crazy. It's obviously a really cool design, but definitely won't be an OU Pokemon. Would it cut in UU or RU? Even I'm having doubt about that, because at the end of the day, it's slow, but you could invest in HP and special attack, because obviously that speed stat is not helping you in any way whatsoever. But yeah, probably a lower tier Pokemon, maybe RU or something. But yeah, I do think this one can hit very hard. On the other hand, the other one, slightly faster, 63 speed still isn't anything too impressive, but you've lost all of your, offensive power, and you've lost, your defenses. This one is probably not going to be good, all things considered. But, at least you have Rockhead as your standard ability, so I can just say straight up that, you could go, Head Smash, because Steelix does get that, but it's not stab on this, so, Terra Rock, Head Smash, maybe an RU or NU could probably be kind of threatening, but yeah, this one probably doesn't stay in OU at all. But on to the next one, we have Lanturn. Now, Lanturn is pretty cool. I do think the designs go hard here for sure, but let's go over the first one on the left. 122 special attack, pretty solid. 71 speed, not really, and everything else is just kind of average. You do have some useless abilities. Illuminate is just really useless, and Flame Body is, situational ability, not bad, but it doesn't really do too much. And with a Ghost Electric typing, now you're not like Rotom Ghost, who's able to get a ground immunity because of its ability Levitate. So you're stuck with the ground weakness, which is EQ. You're stuck with Ghost and Dark, which obviously is from your Ghost typing. But yeah, defensively is not bad. The defensive type isn't bad. It's just more of, you don't really have the stats to back that up, and, you want to kind of just be an offensive attacker. But in, UU, RU, potentially even NU, this could be an interesting pivot one, because you have access to Volt Switch, you have Shadow Ball as well. You also have, some really cool, status options like Will-O-Wisp from, Chandelure's side. You also have Trick as well, so this one could be a pretty cool utility Pokemon as well. On the other side of the spectrum, this one isn't really too different. I guess it's bulkier, like 103 HP, 79 defense, and 80 special defense. Water Fire is actually pretty solid. You also have Volt Absorb as your standard ability, which means you have an electric immunity, so your only weaknesses are Rock and Ground. Shame that you'd probably have to run heavy duty boots on this, but either way, it would probably be in the same situation as this guy. You still have Volt Switch as pivoting options, you know, Will-O-Wisp from Chandelure, and yeah, you actually can do some decent damage as well because you have 99 special attack. So yeah, I would say these are decent ones. Nothing too crazy as well, but yeah. Now onto some big hitters here. We have Lugia. Now Lugia is pretty cool. I mean, it's my favorite legendary of all time, and yeah, this is just really solid. Now, what type does it get? It gets the Ghost Flying typing, and its biggest stats here are, you know, its special attack and its defenses and speed. Like, damn. Like, I know Lugia is a really bulky Pokemon. It has 154 special defense, 110 speed. So you've lost 10 speed, but 100 base speed with 126 special attack, this is insane. Plus, you get Aeroblast from Lugia, you get Shadow Ball from Chandelure. Damn, this one is actually pretty threatening. Now, it has Calm Mind. It has all of the stab options that it ever really wants. It also has, like, water coverage from Lugia's side, like Hydro Pump, Surf, and stuff like that. Also gets, like, Trick and... yeah, this one would be solid in OU. I'm not gonna lie, it would be really solid. 100 base speed is no slouch. You know, you threaten a lot of... You spin block, you handle Goldengo as well. You even have the bulk to even handle Goldengo to a certain extent, especially if, you know, I allow multi-scale to be considered into the conversation, because you'll just go boots, probably CM, like you could even go double dance. I'm pretty sure Lugia has agility in his moveset. You could just go double dance, ghost. You don't have any fighting coverage to my knowledge, but you could just go Terra Blast fighting, for example. Well, it wouldn't have Terra Blast, neither of them are in Gen 9, but yeah, you could just go dual stabs. Ghost Flying is pretty threatening, and yeah, it would be a pretty solid Pokemon in OU, I think. And then on the other hand, this one takes more into Lugia's bulky side, having the higher special defense, the higher HP, and, you know, slightly lower defenses. But this one starts 108 special attack and 90 speed with a fire psychic typing. Like, but I still think this one is probably worse than, like, something like Delphox, for example. I'm not gonna lie, because at least Delphox has 104 speed. I think it has 114 special attack as well, and then also has Nasty Plot coming back into this generation with you know, crazy moves. So yeah, this thing is debatably worse than Delphox, but is a lot bulkier, has pressure, has Flash Fire, which are arguably more useful abilities than Blaze and Magician. So, you know, this would actually be kind of interesting. But yeah, Lugia, this one would solidly OU, even potentially ban worthy, depending on, like, if there's some crazy, like, shit I'm missing out. But yeah, that is pretty cool. Alright guys, we're back and we have another heavy hitter for you guys. We have Chandelure plus Regigigas. Now, Regigigas is known as one of the worst Pokemon of all time. It has the stats, but unfortunately, you know, Slow Start lets it down. But when you fuse a Pokemon with Regigigas, you actually have another ability option, so you're not forced into, you know, Slow Start. So how does the Chandelure plus Regigigas fusion work out in terms of stats? Now, this is a behemoth of a Pokemon, I'm not gonna lie. 125 attack, 123 special attack, actually decent defenses with an average HP stat, 93 speed. You can't go wrong with this, guys. Normal ghost typing as well, so it only has one weakness to dark, and it has 3 immunities to normal, fighting, and ghost. We've seen that Hisuian Zoroark has made normal ghost a pretty good typing, because obviously illusion comes into play as well. But yeah, Regigigas, we finally get this one working. It finally has no Slow Start to let it down. Now, is this one OU? Just by the stats, it just kind of has to. I can't really imagine a one with 616 base stat total being anything lower than OU, I'm not gonna lie. Obviously Regigigas has like 680, but at the end of the day, Slow Start is a thing. But when you have Flame Body as your options, then the whole game changes for this fusion, to be fair. But yeah, you have coverage options, you know, Shadow Ball against Stab. You also have fire coverage in, you know, Flamethrower and stuff. But what does Regigigas offer on the normal side of things? Now, we could easily just go into Natdex format right now and see what Regigigas has access to. Because frankly, I don't know what it would have that would make this one super game changing. But I know Regigigas has a colorful move pool. Now, it has Earthquake as coverage for the physical side. It has Heat Crash. Well, this is the Natdex format, of course. It might lose this moves if it came back. but under the assumption that it didn't lose anything too important. What normal stab is it bringing to the table? Well, body slam with 125 attack. Now, not too bad, but you know, it still has a colorful move pool. It still has doesn't have any setup options. It has rock polish, which is actually pretty decent. Power up punch. It also has crush grip, which I don't know how clutch Regigigas' signature move is gonna be, but I thought this thing would have had curse or something. But yeah, I guess you're just stuck with like does it get iron defense? You have body press, which is okay, but you don't really have anything to boost your defenses, so I'm a bit confused with how I'm going to use body press. But either way, I think this one's OU. It definitely puts in the work. The other one, on the other hand, you're stuck with flash fire instead. At least you still don't have slow start, but the stats aren't impressive in the slightest. You know, this one is just like, arguably I would want to use pyro more, because like even though you have the attack stat to actually utilize the physical moves that Regigigas gives you in Earthquake, Body Press, to be fair, that's boosted by defense. But, you know, you have the coverage. I would still probably just go special sets, and even then, special sets are just kind of a worse pyro. But at least you have Calm Mind. But I don't know, I don't think this one is doing anything. But this fusion, probably an OU Pokemon. And then, looking at the last one of this video, guys, we have... I don't want it to get too long because the possibilities are basically not near infinite. It has a set, but I would be lowballing to say that Chandelure has at least 1,000 fusions to go over. So what is better for us not to, you know, dwindle too much. But yeah, now Haxorus, one of my favorite dragon types. Yeah, you get a pretty good looking fusion output here. Yeah, you just can't go wrong with the colors of Chandelure, man, honestly. But yeah, watch the stats, you know, shine out to me here. We have 116 attack, we have 116 special attack, so the mixed potential here is pretty insane. We also have 91 speed, which is no slouch, with a 561 BST. Now, is this mon going to be OU? That's the real question. And I believe I can say, with a shadow of a doubt, that I believe this mon could actually be OU, because Haxorus's moves pool, you obviously have access to Dragon Dance, you have Dragon Stab and Dragon Claw, you have EQ, you have Close Combat. You're lacking physical Ghost Stab, but you know that's a non-issue if you just go Terra Blast, because Haxorus is in Gen 9, so you can actually just get Terra Blast, Ghost, Dragon Dance, Dragon Claw, you know, Terra Blast, and then CC. This thing would be, I'm not gonna lie, it's not competing with Dragon Ball. At the end of the day, Dragon Ball is Dragon Ball, but you know, this would actually be another really cool alternative to Dragon Ball, because your sweeper, you're arguably a better DD mon than Dragon Ball, just because you have, you know, coverage in CC, Earthquake. You also have the attack stat is near similar at that point for it not to really matter at the end of the day. And yeah, I think this one's pretty cool. It will be very versatile for sure. Even on the special side, you could go like Draco Meteor, Shadow Ball, Flamethrower as well. Like the coverage is pretty insane on that. And then yeah, this one is definitely OU. Even if I was to allow Mold Breaker, it would still be a kind of crazy Pokemon as well, because DD sets get a lot stronger because you ignore unaware mons like Dondozo, and Mold Breaker also ignores, you know, maybe some checks like Dash Bun and like UU. Like let's just say well-bait body, you just ignore that, so it doesn't really matter as well. But yeah, solid Pokemon, definitely OU. Has competition with Dragon Ball, of course, but I think this one can stand on its own pretty well as well. And then this one, oh god. Yeah, this one's just worse. Less than 500 BST, no stat above 90. Yeah, there's no reason to really talk about this one. But yeah, that is the end of the first episode of the Infinite Fusion videos that I'm going to start doing on this channel. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Let me know down below what fusions I missed out on. There's a lot to really go over, but I'm trying to not make these videos too long. Just let me know down below what your favorite Chandelure fusions look like. And I'll also subscribe to the channel as well, because I'm going to start using my community tab to, you know, do polls on which fusion mon you want me to talk about next in the next video. But yeah, thanks for watching again, guys. Appreciate it all, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.